$9 million just to cover the fact that Christians are being murdered in Nigeria, even when it is obvious. The same people they want to lobby have come on the ground to see things with their own eyes. The people they are lobbying with $9 million have come to see it, and still yet they went ahead to pay $9 million to blind them and say we didn't see what we saw. That is how far Nigeria can go. Now you can imagine the kind of pressure they will be putting on the Finland court. They will go to any extent. They will go to any length. So that is why we are hinting on this. Decision must be based on law and admissible evidence rather than emotion or political pressure. These principles are intended to protect the integrity of the justice system. If you want us to know that you have integrity and you are straight, these things must be followed accordingly. Due process is very important. Due process in any case, it does not matter who is involved, whether a black man, a white man, a foreigner, a local. Due process is very important. Due process protects everyone, not only defendants in high-profile cases. Due process protects everybody, whether white, black, poor, rich, low, high. Due process protects everyone. Without due process, public opinion could replace evidence. That is the danger. Without due process, public opinion, and this is what we see in Nigeria, because Nigeria has no due process, they use the media to create an opinion, and when they use the media to create opinion, the judge will be acting on the opinion of the people. This is what we see in Nigeria. In the case of Mazen Nandekano, you see them over and over using the media to create opinion. They tried this in the case of Mazen Simon Ekpa when they came to tell us that Mazen Simon Ekpa said that he's just a content creator, that he's not a Biafra agitator. Neither is he fighting for Biafra. A lie from the pit of hell to create an opinion and to distance him from the struggle and make him isolated so that they can be able to trash him. But the Biafrans continue to stand with him. Even today, the IPOB members are supporting Mazen Simon Ekpa. Many of their media, I've seen many of their media warriors promoting Mazen Simon Ekpa. They joined and called for support for Mazen Simon Ekpa. Just like they are doing to Mazen Nandekano today. You see how Nigerian government is creating an opinion to distract the Biafrans from Mazen Nandekano. They took the XDOS and the assignments that they were paid for. Make sure you damage his reputation. Damage his reputation to the extent that the people will distance themselves and they will hate him. They will see him as the problem. And that was what they paid Nekachi Mezie to do. That was what they paid Ikenga Uruaga to do. That was what they paid Ijele. That's what they paid all the members of SDOs and the media. They were paid to do that, and they are doing it every single day. The assignment, destroy his reputation and make his people hate him. Like the idiot that came online. Idiot came on national TV and said that taking the life of Mazen Nandekano is the only thing that will return normalcy. Something that even a madman cannot say. And after saying it, he said that this is the mindset of all Biafrans. What a madness. Something that is not even the mindset of his family. His own family, that thing he said, might not be, is not the mindset of his family. And this is what they do. They create a narrative, create an opinion, so that they can go into judiciary and use the judicial system to act on that opinion. But I trust my Biafran people. We gave them baskets. Anyone they bring, we trash it. Anyone, the idiot that called for the death of Mazen Nandekano, go and check him today. Go and check his condition. People responded from everywhere. Poor, rich, low, and high responded to him. Organizations responded that he's speaking for his belly and not for the Biafran people, not for the Igbos. So, without due process, without due process. Public opinion could replace evidence. Like in the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you don't follow due process, Nigerian government will fill you with that public opinion. All their opinion in Biafra land, they say that Mazi Simon Ekpa is the one who created insecurity in Biafra land. That's what they're saying. That Mazi Simon Ekpa was the one that established Biafra land. But tell them, the destabilization of Biafra land started even before Mazi Simon Ekpa joined IPOB. Biafra land was destabilized before Mazi Simon Ekpa joined the struggle. When Biafra land was on fire, began to start, Mazi Simon Ekpa was still a one Nigerianist. Some of you have forgotten. The genesis of the destruction of our land was the Python dance. Python dance. During Python dance, was it Mazi Simon that brought the Python dance to Biafra land? That took the lives of 28 able men were murdered in cold blood. 28 men were murdered in the home of Mazi Nandekam. Jack, the dog of Mazi Nandekam, was even murdered. Mazi Nandekam lost his two parents because of the tragedy. Other Biafrans were killed in thousands. There are many mass graves that were shallow grave and mass grave, and some people who were murdered and they poured acid on them. We have all this evidence scattered everywhere. And at this time, Mazi Simon Ekpa was not even in the struggle. That was the genesis of the destabilization of Biafra land. From that Python dance, that the governors invited the terrorist military to take over our land. Thousands of Biafrans lost their life. How do we forget so soon? How do we forget so? By then, Mazi Simon Ekpa was still working for one Nigeria. He was still working for one Nigeria. Until when he saw that this is not leading us anywhere. And he joined the Biafra struggle. He joined the Biafra struggle. The Python dance that they came to take the life of Mazi Nandekam, was it Mazi Simon Ekpa? Mazi Simon Ekpa was not in the struggle then. He was in the struggle. That was the genesis. They militarized our land and they took many lives. Many lives were destroyed. Before the Python dance, Biafrans were moving with only flag. There was nobody anywhere talking about any defense. But once Buhari unleashed Python dance, they were killing Biafrans every street, every house, in every bus stop. The only thing they need to do is to put a flag on you and they shoot you. They just put the flag of Nigeria on you, they shoot you. Once they see you with an Igbo name, on the checkpoint, you are gone. And many people, we saw the videos, people who were tied at their back and they were shot. Innocent people. On different bushes, on different angles. Some, they took their corpse another way. Some people are still missing from them up to now. And when this continued, the Biafran people had no choice. Biafran people begin to improvise to defend themselves, because we cannot wait for every one of us to be destroyed before we can secure ourselves. Genocide was happening and the whole world kept silent. Nobody in the media was speaking. Nobody was reporting. Nobody was telling the world what was happening. We were on our own. And Biafrans, by themselves, decided to defend themselves. That was how everything started. That's how everything started. Mazi Nandekam escaped death, went to Israel, came out and began to encourage Biafrans. Began to call the governors, protect our people. These people are still murdering our people. He was doing broadcasts every day, calling the governors to create a security outfit to secure our land. He did that program for more than a month. Almost 2 months or 3 months. Only calling the governors to create a security outfit. They turned a blind eye. And as we speak, Fulani has already entered and begin to murder our people. There was one of our sisters they murdered, and they cut her meat into pieces and shared it in her farm. They sliced the meat of that sister and shared it in the farm, the Fulanis. No governor said a word. No police, no army was protecting our people. And Mazi Nandekam saw that the only way that we can be able to survive the genocide is for us to defend ourselves. Just like Chinua Achebe said, when Chinua Achebe was interviewed by the BBC, when he was trying to explain what genocide means, he said genocide means mass killing of the people. But in the case of Biafra, the mass killing of people have already happened. But the world is waiting for every one of us to die before they will now speak about justice. That we will not wait. China Sebe said that if that is what they are waiting for, we will not wait until every one of us is killed before they now know they committed genocide. And when they come, it's now late because the United Nations is always late. They are always late. When the Rwanda issue happened, they came late. It was after millions have died that they came. The Holocaust, they were all there watching until it became millions. We are dead. In Kosovo, they were still watching until millions were dead. So we say, for we Biafrans, we will not wait. The defense of Biafra started in the absence of Mazi Simon Ekpa. It started before Mazi Simon Ekpa joined the agitation. And Mazi Nnamdi was protesting and defending land. Mazi Simon Ekpa only joined and took over the protection of our people through guidance, through advice, after the kidnapping of Mazi Nnamdi in 2021. He began to advise people, educate our people on the need for self-defense. And remember, self-defense is not a crime. It is a natural law. Self-defense is a natural law. Even animals defend themselves. Plants, ordinary plants that you plant, they defend. If you plant a plant, they defend themselves until they grow to strength. If animal and plant can defend themselves, how much more a human being? This is a natural law. And international law backs it up. African peoples and human rights law backs it up. Even the zoological republic called Nigeria, their law backs self-defense. We have seen many of them calling for self-defense. We see their chief of army staff call for self-defense. We see their minister of defense publicly calling people to defend themselves. We saw Danjuma, the former chief of army staff, publicly telling their people to protect themselves. That if they don't, they will all be exterminated. So how is the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa different? Because he educated his people about the same self-defense. How is that a crime? How would that? In a time where people are being decimated, there are evidence of death being committed by Fulanis and they. So Nigerian terrorists in uniform and off uniform. Because a time came when we cannot even differentiate. We cannot differentiate between the Nigerian military and the terrorists. Because they come into a home, they will burn the home, destroy lives and properties, and they leave. Remember, the law says that every man is presumed innocent until found guilty. How do you now come and burn a house of a man simply because you hear that this man is a member of IPOB? How do you now shoot a man simply because he's bearing an Igbo name? Not that he committed a crime. Every one of us know there is no place on record where it was said that IPOB, the ESN, the Liberation Army, went and kidnapped school children. It has never happened. There's never a time we say that IPOB went and kidnapped people in the village, thousands of people, hundreds of people in the village, 10 people in the village, or even one person in the village. It has never happened. We have never had anywhere that any group of students in Biafra went and kidnapped a church or mosque or people. It has never happened. But what we hear every day is the abduction and killing of Biafrans by the Fulanis in uniform and off uniform. And then we want to protect ourselves. You say we will not. How does that work? How does that work? This is a truth that is out there. But Nigeria continue to shift the truth. They shift the truth. They use their media to push all the blame of all these atrocities on Mazi Simon Ekpa. Things that were even happening before Mazi Simon could join the struggle. The Simon Ekpa you are talking, he took over guidance of our land from 2021. When did the Python dance happen? Python dance, where thousands of Biafrans were murdered. In the home of Mazi Nnamdi alone, they wanted to murder Mazi Nnamdi. 28 men gave their life to save Mazi Nnamdi. The parents of Mazi Nnamdi lost their life. 2 of them were buried the same day. All these things were forgotten. Even an Igbo man will come and begin to blame Mazi Simon. These are people who were there when the Python dance was going on. They never said a word. They were there, Python dance were going on. Today, they have forgotten and they blame Mazi Simon Ekpa. They open their mouth, they say, Mazi Simon, what did Mazi Simon do? Nothing. Only telling the people, guide themselves, protect yourself, defend yourself. Without due process, public opinion could replace evidence. Political pressure could influence legal decision. Without due process, political pressure, you and know that Nigeria is only mounting pressure. They have failed in one. The pressure they were mounting initially was to extradite Simon Ekpa from Finland to Nigeria, which is an impossible mission. They used Bianca Ono. Bianca Ono was used on that one with the Interior Minister. Bianca Ono and Interior Minister flew to Finland to go and lobby, to go and put pressure on Finland to extradite Simon Ekpa from Finland. That is how far they can go. So when we talk about the policy, if Finland refused to follow due process, political pressure could influence legal decision. Confidence in the justice system could decline. Without due process, the confidence that the world have in the judicial system of Finland will die a natural death. This is an opportunity for Finland to redeem themselves. Follow due process of the law and do the right thing. The world is watching. As I said before, we are not asking for any special treatment. Due process. Simple. Strong legal institution depends on procedures that are applied consistently. Not today you are here, the next day you're here. Nigeria and Finland they are two parallel lines. They can never meet. When it comes to judicial system, when it comes to the law, Nigeria and Finland are two parallel lines. So how on earth will Nigeria be in the Finnish court and begin to defend or begin to push an evidence against someone? How on earth? Which judge is going to sit back and listen? Looking at the judicial system of Nigeria, looking at how the lawlessness in Nigeria is going, how would anybody take anything that comes from there serious? How? As the appeal continues into second day, every one of us that is supporting Simon Ekpa and observers, we are looking forward for the result that's going to come out, the proceedings. Today being the second day. Already we know they are on the closed door. We know that they are in the closed door, as I said before. Only the technical teams of Simon are still outside. The only people that will be in the meeting of the court is only the lawyers. Only the lawyers are permitted to be in the meeting. Even the technical experts cannot be there. Only the lawyers are participating in a closed door for the case of Simon today and tomorrow. There will be no public hearing. You can't see any public activity. That is why I say, be careful the message you are going to share. Don't just go and share something because you want people to say, oh, you have a breaking news. Oh, because you have information. No. It is not about information. It is not about what you say. It doesn't matter. Every wrong information you push will create a different impression, perspective outside. It is very important. Do not say anything. Don't share any information that is not verified. We are going to get update. Everything is going to come to public eventually. Be patient and wait. After the today's section, if we hear something this evening, when I come on evening program, of course, I will talk about it. If we don't get an information, we will continue to wait until tomorrow. Until whenever the information comes, credible information, we will speak about it. It doesn't matter. We are not rushing to let people say, oh, we are the one that get the information. Oh, we are the one that is there. Oh, we are the one that went to court. I'm not interested in that. What I'm interested in is the right information, no matter when it came, even if it comes late. Credible and the right information, so that when we are speaking to the world, we will see the things that are happening exactly the way it is. We are waiting and looking onto the proceedings. This is not time for speculating about the outcome. It is more of constructive to focus on. It is not the time for speculation. It is not time for speculation at all about the outcome. Don't keep that your speculation. Because the funny thing is that some people will speculate and others will carry it as a fact. People will give their opinion on their program and people will take it as a content and create a content and make it a fact. These days on social media, you don't even know when people are making their own opinion or when people are just speculating about something. You can't even say the difference. Some people are just here. They want to create context. Once you say a word, they will pick it out of context and they move along with it. And other people will begin to believe something that doesn't exist. So we have to be very careful. It is not time for speculating about the outcome. It is more constructive to focus. It is more constructive to focus on what has been officially reported. Let us focus on what has officially been reported. The illegal issues, the legal issues discussed in the court, whatever it discussed. We know the case of terrorism and the case of tax was mentioned yesterday. And Mazi Simon Ekpa responded. He placed his argument. And the prosecutor also gave his own word. So the internal argument between the lawyers and the teams is going to start. That is why today it is not being open. Tomorrow is open. They will engage with themselves. They will scrutinize every single evidence. So let us wait and see the outcome. The importance of allowing the appellate process to run its course. It is important. Let us allow the appellate court process to run its course. Let us not speculate. Let us not run ahead. Some will go and announce the verdict. Some will go and even announce the result before ever anything was said. There's no point to speculate. Don't speculate. Just remain hopeful, remain prayerful, and remain focused. All we need to look at is the broader legal principles involved. Court cases often require patience. Remember, court cases always requires patience. And complex legal questions may make time to resolve. That is why it takes time. There might be some difficult issues, some difficult questions that need to be resolved. And it will make the case prolong more than you expect. That is why it requires patience. More especially in this kind of case. I don't think Finland, since its existence, have never had a case of this magnitude before. This is very important because they are going to set a precedent. Finland has never had a case of this magnitude before. This is the first time. That is why every one of us need to follow patiently. Complex legal questions may take time to resolve. So we need patience to follow them gradually. Stop speculation. No need to speculate. Let's be patient and wait. The only thing we have to continue to do is to continue to support Mazi Simon Ekpa as we are doing. My joy is that the entire Biafran people are supporting Mazi Simon Ekpa massively. And I saw the joy in him. And remember what he told us. Stop fighting each other on internet. And I have said it, I have been saying it all the while. That has been my message. Stop fighting people. You can go and watch on my program. You can't see me where I'm spending my precious time talking about another Biafran or another group. I might not like what you are doing. I might not be affiliated to you, but I won't spend my time, precious time, using you as a topic. Sometimes when I talk about them, it's when they come to my platform to interject. Because you see, once in a while, you see them come to my platform to create chaos. Some will come and begin to ask questions or begin to defend what they do not know. Then it will trigger me to respond to them. But as for me to make them as a topic, or you can never see me in my platform where I put the name of anybody as a title. Go and check all the platform I run. Every platform, you can never see me where I put a name of any Biafra that I want to discuss you or any group. Who are you? You are not up to that. You are not qualified to have your name on my program. The only people that I have here is Mazi Nnamdi Okukan, the supreme leader of IPOB, and Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko. These are the two people that this platform promotes. Push every agenda they have to the last because they are tested and trusted. One of the notable developments surrounding the proceedings has been continued presence and support shown by many Biafrans. It gladdened my heart when I see the support Biafrans are giving. I feel happy. Like yesterday, as you know me, I don't focus on negativity. There are people that are so negative that whenever they see something, they will be searching for the negative part. Some of us are so devilish that in everything you must look at the negative, you must look at the negativity in everything you see. And that is one thing. The mindset of human being today has been so negative that if you do a positive content, it doesn't move. The content that draws attention of people is negative content. And that has made many content creators, they are focused on negativity, saga. When you are creating a positive content that will bring unity, bring love, bring growth, people individually will not even watch you. They will not like to watch. I don't know how the devil have succeeded in making negativity the order of the day. And some people have eaten negativity to the extent that anything you do, they must see something negative to talk about it. Anything you do, they must say something negative to speak about it. But I thank Chukwu that I was not brought up in that form. I was trained and brought up in a way that in every negativity there must be something positive. That is me. For every negative thing, there must be something positive you can rely on. I don't search for negativity in issues. Even if they are there staring at me, I don't care. I don't look at them. I focus on the positivity. And I pray that we Biafrans will begin to channel our energy to positive things. There is so much negative energy in some of us. So much negative energy. And that have affected some of our content creators. That has affected some of us that are in this Biafra presenting program. Because once most of us consume is negativity, if you don't give them that negativity, they will not listen, they will not watch you, they will feel you are not making impact. But when you begin to give them negative energy, you will see them, it will attract them. It will attract crowd everywhere. Because the day we are in is in a negative world. Go and see content creator. If you are creating a responsible content, you have to see people. But when you begin to create a content where you begin to talk about man and woman organ and begin to talk and shout, talk about the go naked and go wild and talk about irregularity, you see people be flooding. Idiocy now is what people want. Once you display idiocy in your program, people will be watching from, they will be going sharing the viral. Families will be sharing among themselves and be watching. But that will not make some of us to change who we are. That will not change who we are. It doesn't matter. I have said this several times. It doesn't matter what. It doesn't matter how many people that comes. I'm not saying anything to make you happy or to make you angry. I just say what needs to be said. And that is me. And I get away. But I am very happy that Biafrans came out massively to support yesterday. From different angles and different areas. Regardless of our differences, you keep it aside and you appear in that Finland. Wear the same t-shirt. People from different, the t-shirt, every one of them will wear. What did you see there? Master Simon Ekpa. That's the figure. And that is how we will have to look at our unity of purpose. The purpose for which we have all the group we have is Biafra. So before you stab your brother, before you kill your brother, before you become hostile to your brother, when you remember that it is because of Biafra you are seeing this man, and you, it is because Biafra you are pursuing, because of that alone, you will shade your sword and come back. You shield your sword. Let that be a guiding light. Let that be something you will always see. We know whom our enemy are. We know them. The real enemy of Biafra, we know them. You know them. I know them. Biafrans, we are not the enemy. Most of us Biafrans, even those who are fighting each other, they genuinely in their heart, they want Biafra. But they are so overzealous that some of the things they think is right is not right. And they wouldn't want to listen. Genuinely from them, they want Biafra, genuinely. But they fall into wrong hands. And they are being deceived and guided in a negative form. That is why it is difficult for me to attack anybody or for me to fight anybody, because I know that so many of us, we are genuinely looking for Biafra. But because of the message we have been eating, people, for personal gain, for personal interest, for personal aggro, personal quarrel, they begin to tell you this person is bad, don't listen to this person, don't go to this platform, don't talk to this one, don't do this one, block this one, do this. And you listen to it. Sometimes we find it difficult to even have our own independent judgment. Try to have your own independent judgment before you have conclusion. So that even when you say what you say, when you are being called upon to defend it, you can defend it. Many of us are saying what we cannot defend. Look at the woman who came online and be calling Mazen Nandekano different kinds of names, making different kind of accusations. Today, the case in the court, and she's running her task. I thought she had an evidence. She didn't have any evidence. But she will on a camera and begin to abuse and cause Mazen Nandekano, make different kinds of claims and claim she had. But now it is now to go to court, present your evidence. Nobody's fighting you. Present your evidence, let the world see it. And you are running her task. That is how some of us are. Those things they are telling you, they tell you is true. I'm telling you the truth. I'm telling you the truth. And you are carrying that message. When they tell you bring evidence, can you bring it? Do you ask yourself? That thing you are promoting, if they tell you now, bring